Probably have a lot of different cable machines. Life Fitness makes one like this. This happens to be Ground Zero, or what you know as free motion. Okay, so obviously you know how they adjust the arms. I have mine, if you have a free motion machine, I have these set at number 4. I could see the number 4. I have this, based on your height, I have this on number 6. Number 6. From here to here is 54 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go through the chest press motion that I want you to follow. You're going to see it from a front angle and, more importantly, a side angle as well. Okay, so this is the first exercise of 3. You're going to go around 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. That's your chest workout. Very limited, extremely optimal. Okay, so you don't hurt your shoulder. Watch how I get into this. I come into a closed pack position like a sling. Very strong in this position. Internally rotated is your strongest position in the human body. I come over, I grab the other one. I come in like a sling. Okay? I walk back and push down and bring the cables up. See that cable? See how it's lined up my arm? If I turn and rotate my body, it's level with my arm. If it's here, it's going to pull you back. You don't want it too low. Everything has to be in line. Come around the front, Shane. The cables must be coming outside my arms. 1 foot forward, straight. Okay? Toe is straight ahead. 1 foot back, staggered stance. Don't be on a tightrope. Okay? Make sure you have a nice base of support. I'm leaning forward a little bit. I'm tightening my core. Nothing moves but my arms. Adduct, bring your hands together. Slow, pause. Now, I can't let my arms go back any further and stretch. That's excessive range of motion on the shoulder joint. So here we go. We're going to set up. 1, 2, up. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, stable. My back foot is that kickstand. Okay, it's supporting me. I slowly, 1, 2, 3, pause, extend, hands together, fully locked. I must lock my arms out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know your athletic ability, but if you really want to balance the core as you're doing this, because this is a core exercise, the best way to strengthen and engage the core is in a standing position. I'm going to switch legs. This is going to feel a little awkward to you, but this is a good thing. Unaccustomed stimulus, amazing results. My wrists are straight. 2 more. I straighten my arms out. The goal is to straighten my arms out. Okay, don't muscle it. When you're done, go into a sling. Walk back. Can't get hurt. Second exercise, dumbbells. If they're not bolted to the floor, see if you can maneuver it in such a way where you put 2 together. If not, just use 1. There's a reason for the 2. Scapula anchoring. You'll get about, it's not a big deal, but it's about 20% more strength when you have that base of support. Equal opposing forces, so as the load comes down your arm, it goes into the shoulder blade, and you're shortening what's called exit entry. So the force production increases as you have that platform to exert force off of. I'm sitting dead center, or maybe it's just 1 bench. The best way, pick up your dumbbells. Probably something like this. Safety first. Approach the bench. Tip the dumbbells. Hold on to the dumbbells. Turn around. Get close to the bench. Put them on your legs. There's no load here. Have a seat. There's no load here. You don't feel anything. Have a seat. Put them together. Stabilize them. As you fall back, rock and roll. Bring your knees with you. Kick. 1, 2. 1, 2. Your feet are up on the bench. Stable. From the side. Slow on the way down. The bench is the floor. I don't want to go any further. Press. 2. This would be incorrect. When your arms are up here, I want you to bring your arms down so that water runs down your arms from the side. Press. 3, 4. Pressing up over my chest. Keep it away. You should not look up and see this over your chin, over your chest. 8, 9, 10. This is crucial. It's a heavy weight. Bring them down and put them into a sling. Okay, now I don't know what you do at the gym, but most people will either drop them, have someone with them, or I like to rock and roll, where I just basically rock and bring them back up and put them down. Worst case scenario is you're going to drop them to the floor lightly. Be careful as you drop them down. You go from the chest press to the dumbbell, then back. Okay, figure out the weight you had on the press. It's going to be a lot stronger in this position than it is in this position. You're going to do a very limited fly. I don't like flies. Long lever arm, the furthest away from the joint, the more stress on the joint. So we are going to lighten the load. We don't want to do this. Inverted V. So instead of holding it like this, inverted V. Okay? That's your position. We don't start like this. That's our weakest shoulder joint position. The weight's at its heaviest. Go into your sling. Walk back. Your arms are straight. Walk forward. Same position as the press, only very limited range. He's going to show you from the side how far I'm going back. You're going to laugh at this, but this is as far as I want you to go. This is 100% pec stimulus, keeping the shoulder joint, keeping the congruency in the glenohumeral joint, keeping the congruency in the shoulder joint so you don't stress and strain the front of the shoulder. All chest, half circle. There is a slight bend in my elbow. That bend in my elbow never changes. I don't want to do a press here. Very limited range. Here's my last set. I'm fatigued. Guess what? Look at that. I'm going to show you that again. I'm totally fatigued. I can't hold on any longer because that's how I want you to train. I step into a sling and I walk away. You will never get injured. Those 3 exercises you just saw. 1, 2, 3. Rest. 1, 2, 3. Rest. 4 times. We'll be right back showing you a back move. Here's what we're going to get into. I'm going to show you every aspect of vertical pull and every aspect of horizontal row. Okay, you call it a lat pull or a row. The back only works in 2 planes. Every exercise you've ever seen for your back. Okay, the only reason why we might bend over with a dumbbell, you've seen this exercise, is because we need opposition and gravity. I'm taking away the risk and adding the benefit. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So what I'm going to be showing you is when you talk about stimulus, if there's a needle or a meter, and we shove a needle into our muscle and we watch the needle from 0 to 100, 100 is what we're looking for, right? These needles are going past the 90 mark, okay, with no extraneous forces that are trickling out weak links. So these are the exercises that I've put together for you. So we don't have to worry about an injury, okay? You just have to worry about how much load you're going to use, okay? You'll have a feeling for that. That's a kinesthetic awareness, where your body is in space, your balance, etc. Free motion machine. I have these pulleys up. Number 4, the pulleys are close together. If you have one of these, we're going to show you different versions. If you don't have this, don't get upset. We're going to show you other versions. Bringing it all the way. These are all the way in. Pulleys hanging, single hand grip. I put a nice relative low weight on there. Okay, now from the side you're going to see the range of motion. We're going to start with the vertical pull. Okay, in the gyms when you see these, there's usually nothing in front of them. If there's a mat, if there's a towel, if there's a yoga mat, a little block, something you can sit on, fine. Personally, me, I just sit right on the floor. Okay, so I go down into this position. See this? This is how you set up a machine. Where do I want to be when I pull these down? Pretend I'm on the floor. And then I just drop. See it? I'm going to do a vertical pull. My arms go up. Here's full extension. Shoulder blades go up very slightly, not too much, slightly. I start to draw my shoulder blades down. Incorrect. Correct. I draw my shoulder blades down, followed by my elbows. Hold. Keeping that chest high. This is what I do not want to happen. If you lean back, that's a row. Nothing wrong with this exercise. I love it. But I don't want you to do a row. Stay vertical. Stay up. Drive. Hold. Slow. 3, 4, 5. I always pause at the end. I always pause at the end and depress my shoulder blades, feeling the muscle underneath my armpits, the largest muscle in the body, the latissimus dorsi. That's what you're training. All the muscles that drive the humerus down and depress the shoulder blade or the scapular region are the lats in a vertical plane, okay? We're doing vertical pulls. You call them lat pulls. Notice we don't have a straight bar where there's a predictable outcome. I'm keeping everything free, letting the body to move the way it was intended to move, freely, no restrictions. I come back with momentum, and it pulls myself up. Just a little rock and roll position. That's one vertical pull. A basic pulley. You might have a machine where the pulleys slide up and down, okay? Or maybe you don't even leave this machine. Maybe you just bring this down. It's your choice, okay? Your choice. I'm going to show you a different version. The bottom line is your second exercise in the series of triplets, 1, 2, 3, is a row pulley level with the belly button or belt buckle. I need you to flex forward. You can put your hand here, stable base. Put your arm here, stable base, and you're going to do a row. Draw the shoulder blade back. Draw the shoulder blade back. Don't elevate. Draw the shoulder blade back, followed by the elbow. Slow and strict. Why do I go slow and strict? Tension time allotments. The slower I go, the more tension in a region. The more tension in a region, the more stimulus, and that's how we build muscle. If I was just to go through the motion, okay, it would be half the time tension. So you want to keep that tension over a certain allotment of time. There is no rest here. Switch, down, opposite. Very slow, rhythmic, and controlled movements. This alleviates any other internal forces kicking in to help facilitate that load. You don't want an injury. There's other things called synergistic dominance. You don't want muscles that are not part of the goal to kick in when you're exercising. Pause, stand. We did 2 exercises, right? Vertical, row. We need our 3rd exercise. Let's go. It's a short bar with 2 hand grips. If you don't have that, it might look like this. If you don't have that, you might have just a basic straight bar. The bottom line is this. Whatever grip you choose, overhead vertical, if you stand like this, and you bring your hands up, and you turn your hands towards each other, whether it's here or here, That's what your grip needs to be. That's the most strongest and optimal position for a vertical pull. Okay? It's not here. We're not strong in external rotation. You and I designed the straight bar. That's why we used to do this. We're not strong in external rotation. We're strong here. More of a sagittal plane, it's called. Okay, right here. So, I want you to do a basic lat pull. I'm going to assume that you don't have those small bars and you have a straight bar. So I'm going to hook up the straight bar. I want you to sit back in the machine as far back as you can. Remember that position. Okay, so it's a lot closer than what you're going to see. Underneath, go back as far as you can. Do not lean. Remember, that's a row. Sit tall. Shoulder blades, elbows, hold. Slow. Shoulder blades, elbows, hold. Okay, we don't want to do that. We want to eliminate the momentum and increase force production with that time tension allotment that we talked about, okay? Slow. How do I breathe? In, exhale. Any push or pull is always an exhale. I'm exerting now, I blow out. I breathe in. I blow out. I breathe in. Last rep so you don't get hurt. Use a little momentum. Slide back, come out of the machine. If you have those close grips, it's the same thing. Your hands are here. That's your triplet. Vertical, single arm row on the knee, and another vertical. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's it. You're going around 3 times. 9 sets. We'll be right back. I'm praying that you have this free motion type device. Any single pulley, overhead pulley will work. I'm going to get these as high as possible. That should be okay. I have 2 hand grips coming off it. The position I want you in is this. Straight arm. In this exercise, for your back, it's a straight arm row. Not to get into the biomechanics of what's happening to the humerus, I'll just tell you that you're going to pull back. You have the mechanical ability, once you reach your hips, to draw back your shoulder blades. Can't do it from here. Straight, draw, up. Straight, draw, up. So it's come back, retract, release. Pull down, retract, release. Retract, release. Retract, release. I grab the 2 hand grips, I walk back. Okay? I'm about 6 feet from the machine. It has to do with the load line and the opposition. I draw, I contract. Pause. Again, every single motion and position that you do throughout this entire video series, want to make sure that you're moving smoothly, rhythmically, and with coordination. My base of support, look at my feet. I have a solid platform so I can handle this load. Because now I'm dealing with balance, and guess what? I de-emphasize the goal because I'm losing the stimulus in the muscle. I want a wide base. Don't talk about and don't think about core during these exercises. You're getting enough core just standing here pulling. Because if I didn't have a strong core, this would pull me forward. Okay? Draw. Draw. Down, shoulder blades. Down, shoulder blades. Down, shoulder blades. This is all part of the back workout. Shoulder blades. Shoulder blades. Now, you saw the vertical pull. We went over and did the hand grip. Okay, then we went to the other room and did the other vertical pull with the straight bar. That you go around 3 times, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Done. Then you do this exercise. This is a solo. You're going to do 4 sets of this exercise alone. But what do we do while we're resting? Okay, we catch our breath, we have a drink, because you always have your bottle next to you, I know that. But what do we do in between? So in between, just while you're here, if there's a bench nearby or a Bosu, if the gym has one, I'll show you a few moves real quick. You might sit down on the Bosu like this. Come back slowly. Find your center. Try to balance with one foot down and one leg up. Right now, every muscle in my core, not my abdomen, don't think abs here, you're going to feel the tension in your abs, because if I didn't have tension or strength in my abs, I would just fall back. So yes, I am going to contract the abs, but it's in a static position. There's no eccentric, concentric. You're just going to hold. Switch. Switch. If I keep this tight enough, I won't feel it in my back. If you start to feel it in your low back, that means your shoulder blades are too far back. Find your center. Find your balance as you're doing this. If you don't have the Bosu, use the bench. Okay? Do the same thing. A little more stable base. This is just in between. Look, this is 30 seconds. Don't make a big deal out of this. Just hold. Just hold. Tight. Shorten. Hold. Hold. Rock. Come back up. Come back over. Non-stop. I did not rest. I'm doing my exercises non-stop. 10 more reps. Something I should have mentioned. You're never going to go over 10 reps of anything. Okay, so you're going to do 4 sets of that solo. In between, that is the prime exercise. You need an accessory exercise, or what we call an active rest or an active recovery. That would be the bench or the Bosu, one or the other. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, done. That's the back workout I want you to do. Okay, we'll be right back. I love training agonist antagonist. So that means I might do chest back. Okay, I could do anterior shoulder girdle muscles, posterior shoulder girdle muscles. So one of the best workouts for muscular hypertrophy with a lot of the students that I work with and professional bodybuilders is a bicep tricep together. So what I'm going to show you is just the best. Now we'll make this work. I'm going to throw a couple extra in there, but here's basic workout for you for bicep tricep. I have a straight bar over here. We're going to start with tricep. I don't know in the gyms if they have those bars that are kind of bent. They look like an easy curl bar without the weights at the end. But let's assume you just have a straight bar. If you take 2 hand grips, which you could find in any of the machines, not the metal ones, obviously the Kevlar and the rubber ones, just put them on the bar this way. Have these hand grips sitting this way so they're in line with the elbow. Okay, so how far are my hands apart with my arms by my side? Okay, 13 inches, 12 inches. Make sure they're 13, 12 inches apart. As they sit there and you add load, they will not slide. If you have the bent bars, it's even better. It's perfect. They'll never move. What we're going to do is we're going to turn these so that, see the angle? It's almost like an inverted V. So I'm here. Not palm down. Never do them palm down. Turn them a little bit. So there's that V. Going to straight down to my sides. Stand as tall as possible. Just flex the elbow. Pause. Here's the biggest mistake people make. They're always stopping short. They're always rounding out. They're always leaning in. Straight down, stand as tall as you can, literally as tall as you can, straight down. See how far I come up? Look at that bend in the elbow. All the way down. All the way down. 10 repetitions. Slow, strict. Go as heavy as you possibly can without sacrificing form. Keep that inverted V. As soon as you let those go, tricep, okay, is in agony. That's the agonist. So now we're going to do the antagonist, bicep. I have two dumbbells sitting here, okay, right next to me. We're going to do basic bicep curls. You're just standing there, okay? Let's just assume you did 6, 7, 8 repetitions. When you're done with the palm up bicep curl, you're going to immediately go into the semi-pronated. Look, I'm shaking your hand, okay? Hammer curls. You're standing in front of a mirror, wherever you are. Again, I'm going to show you a series of bicep, tricep moves. Just pick 2 or 3 of each and go bi-tribe, bi-tribe, bi-tribe. It's endless, non-stop. You're starting to fatigue. Okay, I'm going to have you go back to the bicep curl, but guess what? Single arm. Don't turn the dumbbell. Try not to turn the dumbbell. Try to keep your palms up. Where do you have to put your feet? Okay? Keep them right here against your quads. Pull. I'm fatigued, so I do single. Right is in motion, left rest. Left is in motion, right rest. I'm getting fatigued again. I think I'll do some single handle curls. There's no rhyme or reason here, is there? You're saying, well, gee, how many? Are you doing 6 of each and getting fatigued and then switching your position? I'm really fatigued. I just can't do another. Wrist curl. Flex the wrist, not the elbow. Do you see the elbow moving? Flex the wrist. Stand there. Do nothing. Just flexing the wrist. Flexing the wrist. Totally fatigued. And then there's a bench here, I put him down. Okay? We'll be right back. We're going to show you some more bi-tribe moves. I just showed you 2 exercises. The straight bar where you put your hand grips. If there's a bent bar, you could take those hand grips and put them in the angle of the bend. They'll never move. But trust me, once you get load on there, gingerly pull it down and you'll understand that gravity induced, they'll stick, they won't slide. Now, I have a single hand grip on a high pulley. Be creative. Where's there a high pulley at the facility? Single hand grip. The next 2 moves, bicep, tricep. Okay, this is endless. You finish that, you're about to do bicep, tricep again. Underhand grip. Look, the elbow is a hinge joint. Okay? To open up the hinge fully and get the most stimulus, the most emphasis in the tricep, okay, which is 3/5 of your upper arm, what we're going to do is have a reverse grip. The hinge works the best on a reverse grip. It's like your car door. If you slam your car door, the hinge is meant to work that way. This is exactly how the elbow is supposed to work. Palm up, supinated. Palm up. Straight down. Here's your standing position. I like to spot myself on this sometimes. So I'll very lightly, I'm here, full extension. 2, 3, 4. This is one of those, like the back, we did the straight arm pull, the last series that you saw. This is one you don't stop. 10 reps. Switch, flip, grab, turn. Can you get me in the mirror? The better my platform, the better I could exert force off that platform. I obviously don't want to stand like this, okay? Switch, turn. I'm spotting myself, I'm fatiguing. I'm using my other hand, maybe I'm holding the cable. I'm giving myself just enough to keep that rhythmic, coordinated, smooth joint action, okay? So, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I just did 60 repetitions, no rest. I immediately, urgency, run down to the straight bar. So, if you're going to plate load this, that's fine. 5 pounds, 10 pounds, maybe you just use the bar. The bar weighs 45 pounds. Here's the key to a straight bar curl. This is what most people don't understand. You can't affect the way the bicep looks. That's genetics, based on a hand grip. All it does is send vectors or sends force load running across joints in the wrong aspect. So you deviate from the goal and you create an injury over time, a cumulative stress process. I'm an anatomical chart. Here I am. That's my hand grip. Look, you stand in front of the bar. You've seen these at the squat racks. You just go like this, and you go like this, and you're in that anatomical chart. You have to, because there's a predictable outcome, you have to hold the bar in what's called a carrying angle. Dumbbells, it doesn't matter, because you're free. Straight bar, as soon as you connect, there's a predictable outcome. So, I get my chart. My hands may be a little wider than yours because of the musculature I have in my latissimus. It sends my arms out more. It's okay. That's all part of my biomechanics. Here I am. And I'm just going to flex the elbow. Any type of rock or this. You're going to see people lift their shoulder joint. Why? The weight's too heavy. They're going down and they gotta help. And what they use is a front raise. They use the anterior shoulder girdle muscle to help facilitate the motion. We don't want that. Think of this term. Where you start is where you stay. Period. I start here. I stay here. I promise you, I don't use heavy weights. Okay? I don't use heavy weights at all. I rely on tension, time, slow, smooth, controlled. This is heavy. This is 45 pounds. I could make it feel like 100 pounds if I move through a certain range of motion. Okay, I could make it feel like 100 pounds. I can make it feel like 2 pounds. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want an injury. So, you did your reverse grip. You're doing these as well in your single aspect. So you're going to do 3 sets of this, 3 sets of 10. Again, you might plate load this. If you plate load this, use the collars. Okay? Trust me, I've seen these things slide. I've seen these things move. Some of the gyms will actually oil this, and the plate slides, and you shift, and you get an injury. So that's the exercise. The next 2, we're coming back with 2 more bicep tricep. This is all that same exercise. When I say you're doing bicep tricep this day, these are the exercises you're following. Okay, again, the single hand grip is non-stop. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. You immediately go to the straight bar and you do 3 sets of 10. How long do you rest between sets? We'll figure that out. You'll know. We'll be right back. I'm assuming and I'm hoping and I'm praying that the benches in your facility are movable, that they're not bolted down. By law they should be, but most facilities do not bolt them down. Look at my hand position. I'm doing a tricep press, not a chest press, a tricep press. So if I had to put 2 things under my arms, here's what it looks like from the back. So the inside of my arm is close to my body. If I took 2 benches, somehow, maybe they're on wheels, and I put them together on a slight angle, there's a V going on here. I stand in the middle. Okay? So there's probably a mirror in front of me, the dumbbell rack, the mirror, most gyms are the same. I have this V going on. I'm going to get a comfortable position. Look at my hand position. Look at my wrist. Do not put your hands on the bench. Grab the corners of the bench so that we have a straighter wrist versus throwing this back. I'm going to get in that straight arm plank position. My base, I want a stable base. This is hypertrophy. Forget core. Okay? I want to build some serious muscle in my arms. I'm going to come down slowly to about parallel to the ground with the humerus. What that means is, look at this position. I'm not coming down here. I'm stopping here. Tricep press. 1. Now listen, I'm elevated. And because I'm elevated, I took about 35 pounds off the equation. It's easier than being down here. Okay? I approach the bench. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the hard part. 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Hold it. I got 2 more. 1, 2, foot forward, stand. Yeah, that was 1 set. I need you to do 3 sets. 3 sets, just like that. So you did 6 your first time, you held it 5, 10 seconds. You did another 4, you held it for another 4 seconds. It's tension time allotment. There's no rhyme or reason. And then you did another 2, then you came up. You shook your arms out, maybe, just maybe you did that dead bug on the Bosu, on the bench. You just happened to be here. You sat back. You held this position. You held this position. You made it more challenging. You want to get crazy? Maybe you lift your legs up. Your neck starts to hurt. Take your fingertips, put them behind your ears. Support your cervical spine. Drop. Rock and roll. And then you go into your second set. And so on and so on. We'll be right back. We're going to show you one more bicep exercise. We just left the bench. We did those 3 sets with the static hold, where we did our reps on the bench, the slide incline. And we held. We did a few more, we held, etc. Maybe you did an active rest, active recovery, the dead bug, or some type of abdomen exercise, balancing on that Bosu. That's all you're going to need right now. The last bicep exercise, okay, very fast now, is going to equate or correlate exactly to the exercise you saw with the reverse hand grip. Remember that single hand grip where we did 60 reps nonstop? Just think about the opposite. Instead of elbow extension, elbow flexion. I'm facing the pulley. The pulley is in line with my quad, same arm, okay? Pulley, same leg, same arm. I'm going to stand facing the pulley and just do a basic elbow flexion. Go ahead, Chris. Basic elbow flexion. I need a spotter. Here it is. Back of the hand. Okay? 1, 2. Look what does not move. This. None of this. None of this. No rocking. If you want to hold on, I have a contact point. 1, contact point 2, contact point 3. So I have a 3 base contact point. This is a real stable base. The more fixed I am, the better emphasis, stimulus, volume, the better goal of hypertrophy, which just means muscle building. So I can hold on to a machine, let's say, anywhere. Here. So I can have a more stable base. So I have more force production out of the bicep. Non-stop. 10. Switch. 10 on this side. Okay? I can angle it in. I could come and bring it out. Whatever feels comfortable. I feel a little pain in the shoulder out here. So you might angle it in a little. I'll show you on this side. You might find a little pain out here. So you might angle it in a little. Like you had a sling on, right? Look, I have a sling on. I'm going to open my palm and bring it down. So I'm in a sling, what's called a closed pack position. Okay? Closed pack, very safe and effective. So I'm doing 10. 10, slow and controlled. Okay? 10 on my left, 10 on my right, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 3 sets. I did 3 sets here too, right? It's a lot of bicep, tricep work. Why? Think about everything we do for the upper body. Everything requires some type of elbow flexion or elbow extension. Elbow extension. Elbow flexion. So we need to have strong tricep and bicep to get through that workout. Okay? We're strengthening and putting emphasis on the muscles responsible for the action, the motion, or the exercise. Okay? We're going to be right back. We're going to be doing some shoulders. Stay tuned. Bye. I'm saying to myself, what's available in your gym? I saw the video you sent me. Just want to make sure you're able to do these exercises. We're going to talk about shoulders, deltoid, part of the rotator cuff, and all the muscles involved in the shoulder musculature or the shoulder girdle. And because we're always forward posture, protracted shoulder girdle, labor-saving devices on the computer, I want to make sure we always start with rear delts. So when you start a shoulder program, you always start with the muscles you don't see in the mirror. So that would be everything posterior. So if I have two cables here, I have them lined up, which are about even, right under my armpits. So you just got to figure out, if I was to set a pulley, and I was like this, I would just walk straight across and make sure those pulleys were right there. Okay, it's level. That's called load line. So it's on a transverse plane. So I'm taking two hand grips with a reasonable weight. This is more of a warm-up. And think of a chest press. Here I am in a chest press situation. Okay? Think of the opposite of a chest press. Okay, so it's horizontal are my arms, shoulder, adduction, my arms come to midline, so that means adduct, only you're going to keep them open and just pull back. So instead of bench pressing forward, you're going to actually pull the load in the opposing manner, which is the rear deltoids. And what the rear deltoids do, posterior deltoids, rear deltoids, I don't know what terminology you're using, but the bottom line is they retract the shoulder blades. Okay, they bring the two shoulder blades together on a horizontal plane. When you pull back, I have a strong, stable base. I can just stand here like this. Okay, again, it's in that athletic position. Here I am waiting for playing tennis. Here I am playing golf. That strong, stable stance. I grab the hand grips, walk back, set my load, pull straight back. Here's the worst thing that can happen. We don't want, as you're pulling, we don't want the fist to migrate towards the shoulder. Drive your elbows back, okay? Drive your elbows back and shoulder blades retracted. If I pull with my hands, watch what happens. Hands go in, wrist will bend. Hands go in, wrist will bend. It'll look really ugly. Okay, so we want to make sure that we stay in a 90 degrees of elbow flexion. Right now, if I look down at my arm, I'm a perfect 90. Okay? 90 degrees. We don't want this. We don't want this. 90. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and easy. 5. Full retraction. Arms are on a shelf. 1, 2, grab, pull. Pull. That's all it is. I'm going to show you the next version. You can do this, 2 or 3 sets. We're going to really overdo the rear delts, so don't say this is too much. These are muscles that have been, through the years, totally imbalanced because of the posture situation. We're going to hold this cable here. I'm crossing the cables. Okay, so I have one opposing force coming this way, one opposing force coming this way. Okay, we don't want to do this. Here's regular cables. There's no opposition. We want to cross the cables. We're starting. Look at the position. My hands are about almost 2 feet apart. I don't want you coming in here. Start with resistance here. That's your starting position, finish position. You're not seeing the elbow bend. Okay? It's the same exact exercise, long lever arm. Long lever arm. Notice my elbows. I'm not pulling. I'm not extending straight. Slight bend. There's a slight bend in my elbow. I grab the grip, and it looks like this. That's it. At all times, water runs down the arm here. That alleviates the shoulder impingement, acromion clavicular, where the clavicle meets the acromion process. We don't want to elevate doing this, okay, because then we kick in the traps. This is a rear delt exercise. 2 totally different muscles with 2 totally different actions. We're here. I'm grabbing the cables in a little bit of an inverted V. Not like this, like you see flies. That's incorrect, because look, my elbow drops. I want to be here. I cross the cables. I just did 3 sets of 10 reps. Just think of everything we do is going to be about 10 reps. I did 3 sets of 10 here. okay? In a bodybuilding fashion to build some serious muscle. Take a little bit of a rest, not much, just enough to catch your wind and possibly get through the next set. I'm ready for my second series, and I'm pulling in this long, that looks like a reverse fly, doesn't it? How about a fly? If I was doing a fly with dumbbells, I'd come up this way in an arc, come back down to my end range. It's the opposite of a fly, just like the first exercise I showed you was the opposite of a chest press. Stable base, hold, hold, hold. Now watch this. I did 2 or 3 sets here of 10 reps. I crossed the cables. I grabbed the grips. You're going to walk back as far as you possibly can with these cables on any machine if you have this type of setup. Go back all the way, as far as you can. You'll actually hear the weights hit right here. Step forward a little bit. You're going to do 2 reps at every stage. Watch what I do. The closer I get to the machine, okay, the lighter the load. We're changing opposition. This is the hardest, being this far away from the machine. 2 reps. Step in. 1, 2, step in. 1, 2, hold the load, step in. 1, 2, step in. 1, 2, step in. I'm stepping in about 3 inches at a time. Step in, hold it, hold it. Here's the key. Step back, pull. Step back, pull. Step back, pull, walk it in. Okay, that whole process, you're changing levels of intensity. Think of that picture that you just saw as a volume knob. That's all it was. I started at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all I did. Again, you stop and abort if there's any joint pain or any muscular strain or things of that nature. Two sets of the exercise that we started with for delts, the rear delts, with your arms bent. 3 sets, crossing the cables, holding, and going through that maneuver, the volume knob. Okay, let's assume there's a clean floor. Let's assume there's a Smith bench or a squat rack, and I have this bar set up. Most bars that are sitting on the squat rack are about this level. You'll see when you step into the cage. If not, this is about 2 arms lengths up. Okay, roughly. I use a fist when I call an arm length. That's an arm length, here to here, from elbow to wrist. We're sticking with rear delts, okay? You're going to get some serious shoulder development if you follow this pattern in this order. When you see the shoulder workout, don't change the order. Okay, it has to do with the way the fibers run and what activates first, and synergistically, what muscles you want to keep out of the equation. So here's what I'm doing. You remember that pull? Here you're seeing it from a bird's eye angle. I'm doing nothing more than this. I'm right here, like a reverse chest press. I'm on the floor. So I need to figure out, in this position, where my hands need to be. This would be incorrect. I need to figure out where my hands should be. Straight up. Grab the bar. Okay. A little matrix going on here, if you remember the movie. I need you to get in a tabletop position like this. I need you to look at the bar. And when you're on the ground, this is what you see. Not here, not here, here. So when I pull, I'm upside down, I'm inverted right now. When I pull, it looks like this. It looks no different than the cable exercise I showed you. 0 difference. Listen, biomechanically, it's all the same motion. Okay, I'm giving you different environments to challenge the body so that your body doesn't become accustomed and it gets some serious stimulus in that musculature. So here you are in that tabletop position. Don't let your hips drop too much. Just stay up. Pull yourself up. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Listen, the ground can't be here. So make sure at full length the ground is somewhat near you. So that would determine how you adjust this. You can figure it out. You're a smart guy. Straight up. Hold. Hold. Stay cervical, neutral. Neutral posture. This is what it looks like from the side. Okay, I don't want you to pull. Don't drop your chin. I have a wide base of support. I need a platform to exert this force off of. Wide, no more than my hips, but I don't want to be unstable. When you're trying to build muscle, hypertrophy, trying to gain some muscle size, etc., inches, the bottom line is you have to be in what's called a fixator. Your body is in a platform that does not have to rely on being unstable because you want more force from the prime mover. So the more stable you are, the more stimulus or volume you'll get in that region. What's the region? The region is the rear delts right now, right? Shoulders. Okay, we're not going to get into the elbow flexors and strong biceps are helping you do this. There's a lot of synergistic going on as well. But the bottom line is here I am doing that same pull you saw me standing. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Notice the 2, 3, 4. That's the key. Can I hold the stimulus in one position? 2, 3, 4. The eccentric, coming down is easy. Anybody could go down. It's holding it up. Slow. Up. We're going to increase our grip strength. That's going to have carry over to your daily life as well. Nice and slow. Relax. Turn to the side. And come on up. 2 sets here. 3 sets here of 10. You're going to hate me. 3 sets here. It's not overkill. These are muscles that we never, ever train, ever. And we're always lengthening them and always elongating them because we're always like this. We're always reaching forward. In human life, we're always forward flexed. Protracted shoulder girdle. 6 hours a day. So you're going to see amazing results with these exercises. Next exercise, on deck. Be right back. The second exercise after we do all that rear delt movement, posterior shoulder girdle workout, is the side raise. I'm trying to recall, I think I read something about shoulders, so I'm going to put you in a very safe, effective range of motion. Look at this load line right here. See how it runs down on a diagonal? Okay? You're going to see this in the gym where people are coming very high. They're also doing crazy things where they're turning. And they're increasing internal rotation and shoulder impingement syndrome. We're going to always make sure water runs down. So the bottom line is when we're at our full extension, okay, we're below the shoulder joint. Look at the wrist and the fingers are below the shoulder joint. We're never going to come up too high. Okay, so this stick is an indication of if it hits my chin, I'm too high. Okay, and everybody does that because they always think about at what level can I control the range? How high can I lift it? Because up there, there's a lot of muscles that kick in and you get more of a burn, but it's really a strain. So whether you're seated or standing, we're going to do this exercise. We're going to do both ways to see what you prefer. I'm going to grab the dumbbells, staying very light. I'm going to hold it by my side, but you notice I'm not just letting them hang. That's a rest phase. And we slowly lift with the elbows and hold. Look how high I came up. You're going to move this slow. Notice I didn't go down and hang. I didn't rock. I'm just sitting here. And I'm slowly lifting, letting it down slow. I'm not turning the dumbbell, lifting, and down slow. I'm going to show you a little technique that I want you to do. Most people, when they do this, when they watch it from one side, then they lift the dumbbell. We're not going to do that. Watch what I do. Okay? It's not thumb up. Okay? It's not thumb up, but it's kind of in between. It's not here. So it's not 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's not 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It's more like 10 and 5. Right here. So from the side, a slight turn. Okay, that's going to alleviate some of that shoulder pain that you might be experiencing. Again, if you feel shoulder pain, do not do these. I'll show you an alternative. I'm always going to show you an alternative. So here I am standing. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Okay? I guarantee you the guy next to you, okay, all momentum, all rock, decreases force production, nothing going on in the shoulders, and they're wondering why they have shoulder impingement and injuries, and they're wondering why they're not getting that nice shape in the deltoid region. The slower you move, the more tension under that time allotment, that window of whatever it is, 30 to 60 seconds, you're doing this exercise. The slower you move, the better the result, and the less stress and strain you're going to feel in that area. If you feel a lot of shoulder pain right now, you could shorten the lever arm. Watch what I do. Instead of being out here with that slight bend, I might be here. So there's a little more of an angle versus here. Just bring it in a little. Not much, just a little. You'd be surprised. The smallest, what we call tweak in the fitness industry makes an astronomical difference. Okay, so that's the side raise. Here's another version. Okay. All cable machines have a pulley at the bottom. I don't care what it is, where it is. Bring the pulley all the way down. Watch what I do. Very important. I'm going to grab a single hand grip. This is the version if you don't want to use the dumbbell. You just experienced a little shoulder pain in the dumbbell. It made you uncomfortable. You're a little upset with me because I'm showing you an exercise that would injure you. So I'm going to say to you, do this exercise, you'll be fine. Here's what we're going to do. I face the pulley, dead center. I'm going to start with my left hand. I face the pulley, dead center. That means that my left foot is about 3 inches out and my right foot is about 3 inches out from the pulley, dead center. I'm going to take a quarter turn to the side. You see that? I'll do it the other way. A quarter turn to the side. Quarter turn to the side. When I lift this, just like I did with the dumbbell, with that little inverted V, cable loaded, I'm going to start my left hand, my left quad. I do not want this cable to be pulled into the machine. It has to do with my shoulder girdle. I don't want to go into forced protraction. That's going to lead to an injury. Bicep tendonitis. Okay, so I don't want that happening. So I'm going to keep it out here. See that? Keep it neutral. Keep it strong. I don't want this. Keep it strong. My starting position is even with my quad. I'm going to take it to that level. Water runs down. Slight bend. Slight inverted V. Hand on the hip, hand behind your back. I don't care. Stay stable. Hold on to anything. Contact point, contact point, contact point. Gives you a stable base to exert that force off of. Now you're getting serious force production through this prime mover, through the shoulder. Long lever arm, side raise, cable. Constant resistance, 2, 3, 4. There is no rest. 10, 10, 10. Absolutely non-stop. 9, 10. Facing it square, quarter turn, 10. Notice the cable is nowhere near my body. I'm going to do 3 sets of 10, non-stop. In the gym, you're going to see this. The cable's going to be right along their body, and as they pull, the cable's going to be really close to their body. You lost your opposition. I said quarter turn. Look at the distance now. Big difference. Why? Because the fibers on the shoulder don't run this way. They run on a diagonal. So my hands are out here. So as I pull, I'm here. Watch. The load line's out there. Not here. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, don't worry about all that stuff. All that science garbage. All you got to know is that you're here, quarter turn, 10 on the right, 10 on the left, 10 on the right. There is no rest. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. If you decide to do that, if you decide to do the dumbbell, you can do 3 sets here of 10. But guess what? Why can't you do 10, 10 on the cable, 10, 10 on the cable, and call that your side raise? Mix it up. We'll be right back for the third shoulder exercise. I want you to pretend right now you do not own an elbow, period. Okay, if you remember that farmer's walk where I have the arms back and locked, you don't own an elbow. So that means if I was going to lift my shoulder, it would do this. If I was going to depress my shoulder, it would do this. It would do this. Depression. I am running my knuckles along my leg. Okay? The trapezoid, okay? Fibers that run this way elevate, fibers that run this way do the rear delt moves, fibers that run down this way depress the shoulder girdle. Very simple. They all have different actions. So the trapezius, or some people call it trapezoid because of the whole way it's shaped. We're going to do shoulder depression before we do shoulder elevation. Think about it, we do so much elevation. I want to put more congruency and set the stage or build a platform in your body over the next 30, 60, 90 days so that when you do these shoulder exercises you don't get injured. So not only is this a corrective exercise, okay, but it's going to literally make you stronger in the other shoulder exercises because you won't go into a compensation pattern if the load is too heavy on the other moves. Did you get that? Okay. We don't do dips here, so you're probably looking at this machine. This is a back extension machine. Go to any place that has dip bars. Do not do dips. You'll rip your shoulder girdle in half. We do not like dips in the human body. We're going to do this. We're going to grab, and we're just going to boost ourselves up. Shoulder blades back. I'm on my toes right now, but you probably won't be able to. So you're going to climb up there, get on the dip bar, and you're just gravity. There's a gravity machine that also does this. You'll see the bars. You'll know what I'm talking about. You're going to hold your posture in this position. Do not bend your elbows. I'm dropping my body. I'm lifting my body. I'm just dropping an inch, lifting an inch, dropping an inch, lifting an inch, dropping an inch, lifting an inch. That's all I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. People are going to say to you, no, you're supposed to bend your elbows. I'm not doing dips. Okay. Depress, 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 depress. Not a big movement, is it? It's a little ridiculous, doesn't it? No one trains trap 4. These are all the muscles underneath the shoulder blades that run this way, which pull down the shoulder girdle. Because now, after you do 3 sets of 10 of this, with the shoulders back, we're going right into shrugs. Let's go. Okay? All right, so we have shiny dumbbells here at Results Plus. Shoulder shrug. I'm going to let you see it from the side. We're going to build the traps up a little bit. Everybody does these wrong. Do not roll and do not pull your shoulders to your ears because your traps don't attach to your ears. So the guy next to you, bending his elbows, and rolling, and all that stuff, we're going to get that out right now. Watch the angle. I'm pulling my shoulder blades up because I want to bring them to the back of my skull. Okay? 1. You see my elbows bending? 2. 3. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. This is correct. Up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back. It's almost like I want to crack an egg right here. Okay? So you have the we did trap 4, you saw the depression we just did. So trap 1, the fibers that run from the skull down to the base of the scapula that elevate along with the levator, like elevator, those big muscles that you see, the traps, that's what we're training now, just by doing that shrug. But it's how you do it, okay? It's always about not what you do, but how you do it, and just because you could doesn't mean you should. So you see a lot of that in the gym as well. That's the third exercise. Not too many of these. 3 sets of 10, that's it. We're gonna finish up with one more shoulder exercise. We'll be right back. For the last shoulder exercise, and unfortunately we're only gonna do 2 sets. I know you're disappointed with that, but when you talk about prioritizing your workout, okay, we don't need front delts. There's no one in the world that needs hypertrophy of the front delt. We get it in everything that we do, and we travel every day. We do something different that puts emphasis in here. So what I have here, I'm going to show you this double pulley or the single pulley version so that you could decide based on where you are. If you could get 2 pulleys, 1, 2, 3, within 3 to 4 feet apart, go for it. Life Fitness, I think, makes one with the 2 pulleys that slide up and down. If you could get something like this, go for it. If not, we'll do a single pulley. Watch my position. This is the front raise you see in the gym. Wow. This is the front raise you see in the gym. Okay? So the bottom line is water runs down my arm. I'm never going higher than this. But you're not going to be here because that's shoulder adduction. You're basically leaving the zone that the anterior delt works in. You want to be here. Okay? So it's a V. You're coming out in a V. It's not here. It's not here. It's right in between. And look at my thumb. Again, that inverted V. So you're going to do the front raise like this. If you have 2 cables, 2 hand grips, starting position. This is the front raise you see at the gym. You're going to be out here. 1. The farther I walk out, the easier it is. Load line changes as I get close to the machine. That's what you're going to do. Stable base. If this is bothering you, single arm. Look at the angle. I'm out here. So you can stand like this, staggered stance. The strong base of support would be that leg with the arm in motion next to each other. Out to the side. Out to the side. You do not own an elbow. Out to the side. Okay? Switch. Out to the side. To the quad. Out to the side. To the quad. Out to the side. Okay, if you have that kind of time, just do single arm. Okay, bilateral movements are so much more effective because you're not relying on the kinetic chain as much. Okay, I got a nice staggered stance. I'm going to get more emphasis and better result in the single arm than having every single muscle in the body trying to stabilize me in this position. Okay, so you can stagger your stance and not worry too much about stability by just going single arm. But it's your choice. I leave the choice up to you, whatever feels better for you. So those are the front raises. If you want to do those with dumbbells, in a seated position, you're going to have a better platform to exert force off of. If you want to sit down and do them. If you want to do them standing, same thing. Look, it's not here. It's here. Okay? So it almost, from the bird's eye, it looks like a V. Here's that V. I just bring my arms down. But I don't go over where water can't run down my arms. I mean, water can't run down my arms this way. Don't go too high. And I don't look at the dumbbell. I look at my wrist. 1, 2. That bothers me. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You do 10 on each side, only 2 sets. So that in the complexity of that workout, you just do all those exercises in that particular order, 2 sets. If you like the cables, if you like the dumbbells, maybe you do 1 set of each. Cables right into the dumbbells. Have them next to you, have them sitting there. As soon as you finish the cables, you grab the dumbbells, you do your set. That is your shoulder workout. We're coming back for lower extremity legs. Stay tuned. Now obviously you've probably done some leg curls laying on your stomach and some leg presses. You could continue to do that and incorporate that into the exercise. But I'm going to show you some really functional, great moves just to basically build a little more lean muscle, a little safer, a little more effective, a little something out of the box that you can do for your lower body. We're going to start with a warm-up, just basic squats. So somewhere in the gym, in the corner, whether you're in the squat rack, near the squat rack, or somewhere off the beaten path, I want you to notice my stance, okay? If I put my feet together and I take my hands and put them on my hips and I look down at the knuckle of my pinky, here's the key. I put my hands on my hips, I look down at the knuckle of my pinky and I figure out where that is on the floor, dead center foot, dead center foot, and there it is. So I'm looking here, drawing a straight line down. I'm looking here, drawing a straight line down. That's my squat stance. Okay, so there is some variables. You don't want to go any closer. You could go a little wider, but that's my squat stance. That's a strong and stable position for the squat. It has to do with gravity-induced posture, where your feet are, or the base is, underneath your hips. Strongest position. Don't get confused on powerlifters who go really wide. Why do they go wide? Because they want to go deeper. Okay? Now someone very tall like myself, 6 feet, considered tall, very long femur, so as I go down I go forward. Okay? So based on your height, you don't have to go down too deep. When you do a squat, you initiate with your hip. It's called triple flexion. Your knee, your ankle, and your hip, or in this order, your ankle, your knee, and your hip are going to flex. Okay? Never listen to someone who says, don't let the knees go forward. Okay? The knees won't go forward if you initiate with the hip. This is wrong. This is correct. This is correct. Look at the position from the side. I can't go any deeper, unfortunately, because I'm going to fall forward. So I'm going to go right here. That's the position. Okay, this is all setup. Up, my arms go back. Down, my arms go forward. You're just going to warm up here with 20 repetitions. Just 20. Initiate with the hip. Notice the knees don't go anywhere. Your knees are nothing more than a hinge joint. They go along for the ride. It's the hip that goes back. As far as the weight distribution, never let your weight go to the balls of your feet. Eventually that's going to ride up the tibia and it's going to go into the quadricep patella tendon and you're going to experience some knee pain. Not now, 3 months from now. Okay? Also, make sure that your feet don't roll out. If you have flat feet, make sure you have orthotics, good cross-training sneakers. If your sneakers are more than 4 months old, chuck them. Get new ones. Every time you're in the gym, every 3 months change your sneakers. Have sneakers for the gym. Have sneakers for the house. Okay. You're doing your 20. As soon as you finish your 20, this is all part of the warm-up. Put your feet together, and you're going to do a step back lunge. Step back lunge. Right now there's no weight. You don't see any load. I'm going to step back, plant my kickstand, come down, water runs down the thigh. No further. Okay? Chest is high. I'm going to step up to that contact point. So if a bell went off every time my foot hit, a bell's here, a bell's here, and up. I lead with the sternum. Strong position. Tap. Now listen, most people who step back, they step to the side, okay, or they step on a tightrope and they lose their balance. So make sure you keep your feet this far apart when stepping back. What that means is if you look from the center, I'm not stepping back here. I'm not here. I'm right there. Now from the side, this is incorrect. Okay? That's incorrect. So it's somewhere in between. Loose on the back knee. Switch. Chest. 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 Turn. 20. Squats. Nice and easy. Just 20. Okay, I did 20 squats. I did 10 on each side, step back lunge. I did 20 squats. We'll be right back. So hopefully you'll be able to set this up in your gym. I have two 25-pound plates, 25-pound plates on the edge of the bench. Why? Because I'm tall. As I go down, I go forward. So I want to get the most benefit I can, get the most emphasis, stimulus in my quads, in my hamstrings, in the gluteal area. So I'm only going to go down and tap this bench. I'm going to have it loaded. I have two other dumbbells on the bench. Okay, they're the dumbbells that you're going to use to hold in that wheelbarrow position doing a sit squat. Okay, here. But I put them on the bench from now, and you'll see why. Here's my other load application. So we're going to 1, 2, 3 exercises right here. I'm trying to set this up so you don't have to go crazy running all over the gym. So here we go. We just did the 20 squats, the 10 on each side step back lunge, and the 20 squats. So this begins the actual workout. We're going to do another step back lunge, we're going to do a sit squat, and we do a hamstring move. Okay, so careful on this exercise. This dumbbell on this side of the bench, I'm facing the mirror. Right side, left side. There's support mechanisms. I'm not sure what kind of dumbbells you have. I'm assuming they're flat. I'm hoping you could put them up like this. I'm assuming you can. I've never been to a gym where you can't put them like that. Unless they're the hex dumbbells. I haven't seen too many gyms that have hex dumbbells. So here we go. I'm loading this leg. It goes forward. I'm stepping back. Contact points are the key for muscular hypertrophy. So I'm stepping back and I'm using this as a contact point. But I'm loaded here. Okay? Contact point. Step forward. Step back. Step forward. Step back. Step forward. Back. Forward. Look how far I go down. Water runs down my thigh. Chest. Chest. Never bend your elbow. This is part of the lower extremity leg workout. Never bend your elbow. Look, I don't want to pull. I don't want to throw me forward. Just hold it back. Remember the wheelbarrow. Switch. Now I'm loaded on the right side. I'm holding the dumbbell on the right side. I'm stepping back. Look at my contact points. Hand, 1. Foot, 2. Step. Step. I'm holding a real lightweight. Okay, I usually hold maybe a 50-pound dumbbell here. I have 15 pounds. You have to decide how many reps you can do without sacrificing form. Okay, this is about a loaded movement. You might be holding a 30. Okay, slow, chest. 10 on each side. 9, 10. I take that dumbbell carefully, put it down. These two are on deck, right? Grab. What's that strong athletic position? That ready position? That squat position that we talked about. Tap and up. 1, 2, slow. 3, chest. 4, dumbbells back. I'm holding that wheelbarrow. Shoulders are retracted. Sit squat. Not this. Just tap. Stand straight up. Get rid of that momentum. Tap. You could sit. You could sit, but just stand right up. Don't rock. 9, 10. Check it out. I'm on the ground. Heels in line with the knee. Femur straight down. Hands along the ground. Head flat. and up. Hold the position. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am digging my heels into this bench like I want to literally rip the vinyl on the bench. Literally, I'm squeezing down as hard as I can, keeping my shoulder blades and head flat. Here's the key to the exercise. You ready? Hold. Watch my foot. Up 1 inch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Keep those hips high. Don't do this. Keep the hips high. I am lifting my heel 1 inch off the bench. I'm releasing the contact. That's as high as I want you to lift. Think about keeping that up. Keep that up. I'm doing 5 on each side. 4, 4, 5, 5, 10 more. 1, 2, 3. Dig the heels in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your feet in, knees in, turn to the side, get up. What do you think we do next? Loaded dumbbell. Right into it. Opposite. The hand and the leg are always together. Step back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Step back. 10, 9, 8, 7. Contact, 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 contact. 1. Grab the dumbbells. Turn. Oh, I'm sorry. You tired? Are you tired? Okay, here we go. Right back to the sit. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put the dumbbells back. Right back down. Heels. You're up. Hold the position. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Right about now, everybody's wishing they were you. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 5 on each side. 5 seconds. 5 on each side. 5 seconds. Hold. Get those hips up. 10 more. Pull. Turn to the side. And guess what? Go around 5 times. We'll be right back. I really have to assess somebody doing a plank. In a perfect plank position, your hands should never be in, or your shoulders should never be rotated in as well. A plank is a straight line, a plumb line, and that's what people don't understand. And the Lincoln support system, your center of gravity, is your waistline area. A lot of people doing planks thinking they're creating a strong core, all the planks in the world doesn't build a strong core, are feeling it in their low back. So if you could do a plank on your toes and on your elbows where you don't feel any stress and strain in your low back, it's not a time thing, then I would suggest you can do it. There are other ways of doing it which I really can't get into right now because you need foam rollers and other devices to put under your legs. But for now I'm going to show you all I do for abs. You're going to be very shocked. You've seen pictures of my ab area on Facebook, and everybody has a six-pack. We just have a layer of fat and inflammation on top, and that's why the Isagenix program is so amazing as far as your cleansing and all the other products that we take to reduce inflammation, along with no soy, no gluten, no wheat, no dairy, etc. And cortisol levels, keeping it at a minimum by reducing alcohol. Maybe you drink once a week when you're in this phase. In this phase for the challenge, you're not drinking at all. But I mean, if you're in that phase where you're trying to get in great shape, maybe you're limiting your alcohol. This is all I do for abs. You're going to be very shocked when you see it. This is my circuit, and I'll go around 4 times. I start in a plank, but I use a bench. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit. So I'm in my plank position here, and I'm just holding. And if I have no shoulder issues, I'll come up to a straight arm. And I'll go 1, 2, and I'll come back down. Notice my feet when I come up and down. You have to watch the transition. As I come up, I bring a foot forward because I want to make sure my wrists are not here. This is incorrect. I have to be up here in a perfect plank position. When I go down, I bring a foot back. See that? Bring a foot back, down, forward, forward. Down, down. Forward, forward. Tap, 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 tap. Turn, drop, shoulder blade, head, support, up. Ankles right under knees, drop the hips. 2, 3. These are called hip thrusts. Why do I do this? There's no abs involved. I'm recorrecting my spine from being in that pronated position, that supinated position. I am setting the stage for the next exercise. Extension, flexion, hold, 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 hold. Obviously this is the hardest. This is even harder. Hold the posture. I'm trying to bring my ribs into my hips like I was clapping my hands, but I'm just holding. I'm just holding. Rock. Hold. Tap. Tap. Down. Up. Tap. Tap. Down. Up. Tap. Tap. Flip. Hip thrust. These are little mini circuits. I call them triplets. 3 exercises in a window. And up and hold. Level of tension. Look, I don't want this. Chin, tennis ball. Close the gap. Add resistance to the gap. Challenge. 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 Hold. This is the easiest posture. Rock. And that's basically what I do. Now, if you can't do the bug this way, then obviously you're going to do it this way. Shoulder blades are hanging off, and you're here. And you're here. And you're here. And you're here. 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 Rock. Flip. Hold. Tap. Tap. Notice my hips. Nothing moves. Nothing moves. Down, down. Up, up. Tap. Tap. Okay, series. You know the hold, you know the down, you know the tap. Get creative. There's no rules here. Just get creative.